Greetings once again, pirates on the high seas. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with another chapter of One Piece, and oh baby, so much happened last time. The Buster Call was initiated on Egghead, with only Kizaru and Saturn staying behind. Vegapunk proceeded to plead desperately to spare the island and its research, that everything destroyed would set the world back 100 years. But Saturn dismissed this, saying that they didn't need Vegapunk's kind of progress, assuming Vegapunk created more weapons to use against the world government. Yeah, that bridge has officially been burned. Well, incinerated. He even mocked Vegapunk with the information that he had sent Marines to go and take out the vessel that had the other researchers on it. Unknown to anyone else, someone had destroyed those Marine vessels, saving the ship. I've heard a plethora of theories about who it could be, but I'm not really sure. There's not really enough information to go on, because we know plenty of characters who could destroy a marine vessel. Meanwhile, Sanji makes sure that Atlas, Bonnie, Frankie, and Kuma get to the vacuum rocket so they can make it back out to the labo phase. Sanji gets in communication with Nami, who's with Usopp, and Chopper, who's treating an injured Robin. We still don't even know how she got injured. Was it during the battle with York? I'd have to assume so, since they were the primary ones who would have first stumbled upon what York was up to. Man, did we miss out on a giant woman battle? That would be a bummer. I mean, you could have had York, Atlas, and Demonio Floor Robin going at it. Regardless, we also find out that Zoro is still going at it with Lucci, which kind of makes me wonder how big is the gap between Zoro and Luffy if he's having so much trouble. But then again, I'm a big proponent that Lucci isn't weak, it's just that Luffy's new Gear 5 form is just that wild and unpredictable. But Jinbei was sent to help him out and make sure he doesn't get lost along the way. Love and Brook are moving the Thousand Sunny in place of the Vega Force 1, although only to the edge of the clouds, mostly because Brook made a runway of ice with no way of stopping, so see how that comes to an end. Vegapunk watches as his island is destroyed, and as the others are making their way up in the vacuum rocket, Kizaru cuts the tube like a jerk, and as everyone plummets to the ground, the cherry on top of the shit sundae is Saturn deciding, hey, wouldn't it be great if all the pacifistas just gunned down Bonnie and her dad? Wouldn't that just be deliciously ironic and evil? That really just, like, dude is just, man, he is, I gotta appreciate someone who just revels in his evil so much. Although, oddly enough, we haven't heard a villainous laugh from him. I mean, most of the Goros say I don't think we've ever actually seen smile. Meanwhile, Luffy has somehow made his way over to the food machine and is eaten himself dummy thick. And now he's surrounded by Marines, but I mean, now that he has food in his system, he should, like rubber, bounce back, but time will tell. So who's on the way? Is Luffy ready to fight again? Will Bonnie and the others be gunned down by the pacifistas? Sanji is set to try to intercept all of this, but can he rescue 4 people? 3 giant-ass people between Frankie, Kuma, and Atlas is like, man, that's a lot of girth right there. And the Buster Call is going on. It's pandemonium. So, what's gonna happen next? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, One Piece Chapter 1106. On your side. Is someone speaking to Bonnie about that, maybe? And we have the reader request cover page. Robin giving a crocodile a cute outfit by Abba. Aw, it's actually pretty good taste, all things considered. Freaking crocodile looking stylish. Gonna get all the crocodile babes. Alright. Okay, we see a ship approaching, and someone's on it says, look at them going at it. Just like the paper said. Okay, so someone who's informed about the Egghead incident going on, but it could be anyone. Anyone could have read the paper. It's widespread knowledge about what's going on Egghead. I don't know. Meanwhile, Luffy, who is surrounded by the Marines with their guns drawn, he burps and immediately his gut goes zip. Man, wish I had that kind of metabolism. The Marines freak out saying, huh? He just digested all that food? Feels like I'm next. Goddamn. Oh, I mean, Luffy's not that bad. Is he not human? I mean, let's be real. It's really hard to say. I don't know if... At first I thought it was just because of his gum abilities, but honestly I think that's just Luffy. But explosions go off near some of the Marines as they go, whoa, watch out! Look out, we're getting surrounded by flames! We can't stay on this island any longer. I know he's an emperor, but on the count of 3, we'll all put the sea prism stone cuffs on him together. Ooh, but we see Luffy take a very familiar form and a very familiar smile. Luffy on the ground, smiling and going into Gear 5th? Man, this tends to happen a lot with higher level opponents. I do appreciate that Gear 5th against most high level characters is still more of a... You get a bit of a stalemate going on if nothing else. You need Kaido to be exhausted from fighting multiple other people, lifting a whole island, and deciding to take a punch to the face that otherwise he probably could have dodged. It took a lot for Luffy to be able to beat him, is all I'm saying, which I actually don't mind. Oh, okay. It took me a while to realize what was going on, but I guess the Marines say 1, 2, and then suddenly, I guess because Luffy woke up, they're all sent flying, while other Marines are saying, get on the ships! Egghead is done for! While the Marines on the ships who are conducting the bombardment yell out, turn it into a sea of fire from the shore inward. Jeez, the equivalent of carpet bombing the place, really. Meanwhile, while Vegapunk watches Kuma, Bonnie, Frankie, and Atlas plummet to the ground, he tries to use his calm, saying, Kuma, Bonnie, come in, Atlas, while Saturn says, shoot that foolish family once and for all, as the pacifistas charge their lasers. Oh, Sanji is making his way up to them with his skywalk saying, Bonnie, I'm coming, while Kuma is shielding his daughter. Vegapunk gets in communication with Atlas saying, Atlas, tell Bonnie. And Atlas says, I'll do it, Stella. And we don't hear anything, but it's obvious Atlas is just in the moment saying something to Bonnie, and it's like Bonnie comes to some kind of realization. Oh my god, son of a bitch, he did. So right before the pacifistas shoot, Bonnie yells out, don't shoot us, Daddy. Help us escape this island. And the pacifistas receive that communication. The nearby Marines say, did you hear a voice? Through all the explosions? Couldn't have. And then, suddenly, all of the pacifistas who are training their beams on Bonnie and the others turn to the Marines. The Marines gasp in shock and say, why are they turning this way? And suddenly, all the pacifistas fire upon the Marine vessels as the Marines shout, the pacifistas have gone haywire! Ooh. Oh man, people were theorizing about this for the longest time. Some called it like an Order 6-6 kind of command. Sure enough, the key was Bonnie all along. But, I mean, come on. Vegapunk said in the last chapter, he was worried about the potential of them having Bonnie be gunned down by the visage of her own father. So I'm like, okay, so then you must have done something. And here it is. Because there's no way Vegapunk would just say that he had that worry, and it's like, I didn't do anything. No. I had that worry and I didn't do anything. And like, no. Good on you, Vegapunk. And Saturn's like, As the Marines are blasted away, Vegapunk thinks, the one worry in the back of my mind was seeing Bonnie killed by the father she loved. If you were to harm the daughter you love so much, Kuma, it would be a tragedy beyond compare. Therefore, I inserted a directive into each unit made to look like Kuma, so that even if the highest authority in the world should command it, even if the entire world should be your enemy, understand this, Bonnie. Kuma will always be on your side. Oh, man! It's so simple. It's so obvious. And yet, I actually got chills from that. And as Bonnie looks on at its destruction, Vegapunk lets out a sigh of relief as he thinks, this is just a selfish wish of mine, and it means I know what comes next. Holy shit! And Saturn uses one of his claws to just stab right through Vegapunk. Yeah, Saturn is pissed. He's like, I have had enough of you. Gee. Oh man. That looked like it hit a lung too. Oh man, Vegapunk might not make it through this. Then again, I mean, we've seen plenty of people get injured before, but oh no. And Vegapunk is run through. He thinks it is obvious that there will be consequences for my willful action, while Bonnie yells out for Vegapunk, and Frankie similarly yells, "No, Vegapunk!" But Saturn, without missing a beat, commands, "Eliminate them, Kizaru. Now!" And Kizaru takes off. And starts firing beams of light, laser fire at the 5 in the air with Sanji. Sanji's able to deflect the blasts from hitting Bonnie, but okay. It took me a second, but it looks like one rips through Sanji, Frankie, Kuma, and Atlas. Yeah, he can only protect Bonnie, but he did manage to deflect it, though, one of the blasts. But he was more concerned about protecting Bonnie. Kizaru then materializes his sword, going in for the slash as Kuma does his best to protect Bonnie. And Kizaru says in the moment before he cuts them through, "I'll cut you both in two. Don't worry, Bonnie. It won't hurt." Gee, what a morbid thing to say. My God. And Bonnie angrily shouts Kizaru's name. Oh snap, here it is! Suddenly, you hear laughter, and Kizaru, probably using some form of observation hockey, notices but can't avoid or doesn't avoid a giant hockey fist that just plows into him and launches him into a building right before he could slice through Bonnie and Kuma. Bonnie watches the rubbery fist go back into the billowing of smoke it sprouted out from as laughter erupts from within. You hear the sound of the drums of liberation resounding through the island. Bonnie is shocked, saying, "Straw Hat? Where?" While Luffy is on the floor, bouncing and laughing. "Ha ha ha ha, full tummy, full power. I'm having fun now," as the entirety of the floor of Egghead, which already kind of looked rubbery, even in the anime. I always thought it kind of had this weird rubberiness to it, but that was just because it's so weirdly curved all over. But when Frankie, Atlas, Kuma, Bonnie, and Sanji hit the ground, Sanji just lands, but they bounce on the ground instead of hitting it hard. Nice! Love the versatility of Luffy's powers. And I always said, if he had an awakening, I wanted it to be a bounce house, kind of like Delio. And sure enough, I might have mixed feelings about the whole Nika thing, but I still got my bounce house. Thank you. Sanji calls out to the others saying, "You alright?" Meanwhile, the Marines who are on the non-destroyed ships call out, "Does the island seem like it's shaking? Who cares about that? Stop the pacifistas!" And as the drums of liberation continue to resound, Saturn looks on with a grimace. Kizaru, did his glasses get destroyed? Regardless, he kind of dusts himself off, sitting in the rubble he was knocked into. It's finally time for her to see it. For them to see it. Kuma and Sanji are at the ready, while Bonnie tends to Vegapunk, calling out, "Vegapunk, come with us, they'll kill you." The Iron Giant, which we all originally thought had already awoken, wakes once again, and once again tries to stir. I guess it's having trouble moving. I mean, it is very old. And as Bonnie cradles Vegapunk, she looks up and she listens, saying, "This rhythm." And she remembers when she was younger, talking to her father about Nika. As Kuma says, "Nika? That's right, he's my idol. He appears from the blue with laughter and this rhythm. Doom da da, doom da da." And Bonnie looks up, mesmerized, and Vegapunk looks in her eyes as he sees Luffy bounding through the air, laughing to the rhythm. Oh man, I'm getting chills again. Getting chills again. And as Bonnie looks upon Luffy leaping through the air like Joy Boy, Vegapunk says, "So you didn't realize it, Bonnie? And I couldn't be sure until I saw it for myself. The very same Straw Hat Luffy that Kuma had his eyes on was Nika, the sun god." Bonnie starts to well up with tears, questioning, "Huh?" And as the vacant expression of Kuma looks up to the heavens to the laughing Luffy, the very injured Vegapunk says, "Kuma was right. The Buster Call is futile. For centuries, people all over the world have been waiting for him." What? Wait, no way! Why? Holy shit. It's been, 20 years? But they're about to meet again. Oh, and to finally be reading this. Oh, we are definitely going to Elbath next. Ooh. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Holy shit. Oh, my God. Holy shit. Alright, on the northeast coast of Egghead, a massive warship approaches, more massive than the already massive marine battleship, as someone calls over on the radio, "We're off the northeast coast. There's an enormous ship heading our way." The Marines on the vessels call out, "That's definitely them, all right. I thought they fell apart over 100 years ago, though." And those on the boat say, "Should we stop? But why are they here?" "Nah, charge right through them." The Marines say, "But why are they here?" "Well, here they come. Fire, blast it. Why are the giants here?" As the Marines let off cannon fire, Brogy says, Wait. They asked, Dory. And Dory says, "When all that happens in the world is inevitable, Brogy. We're here for you, Straw Hat. Yeah. Or should it be Sun God?" Oh no. And as the marine vessels are sliced and crunched through, although it looks mostly like they're going for the masts of their ship, they call out, "A new state of emergency! The giant pirates have arrived!" Da-dum. I almost feel like the boys are back in town are just like playing in the background while this is going on. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I figured there had to be something Vegapunk did to, like, make sure Bonnie wasn't gunned down by the visage of her own dad, because that would be too messed up. Although it's interesting, Saturn said he'd detect if Vegapunk were to, do certain things and try to sneak it under the radar. But, I mean, he's obviously done plenty. So either Saturn was bluffing about being able to know if Vegapunk did something, or Vegapunk was smarter than they realized. It could be anything. Although, it does make me question, I mean, is Bonnie about to command an entire crew of the Mark III Pacifista? That would, Jesus, that would be a lot. Or are the Pacifistas about to be destroyed? Like, I'm really wondering about that now. Because Bonnie is now one of the greatest powers on Earth, let's be real. And I love that it specified the Kuma-looking Pacifista, so that excludes the Seraphim. Although, that doesn't exclude the S-Bear Seraphim then. That's the one thing that makes me wonder. I mean, but the Pacifistas are already pretty damn powerful. And to have them at her beck and call? Man. Ooh, Bonnie immediately had all this power in the hands of a 12-year-old. Jeez, this is an anime. And in that moment of Saturn just being like, "You motherfucker," he was pissed. It's still hard to tell if Kizaru's pulling his punches, because he keeps going hard. Well, it always feels like he's going hard enough to make it look good, but he never seems to go for the killing shot. Because when he sliced through the vacuum rocket, didn't hit anyone. Come on, he easily could have. And when he was firing upon everyone, I mean, Sanji made sure to make sure Bonnie wasn't hit in any way, shape, or form. Good on Sanji. But in that barrage, the idea that no one could have died from that, I don't know. Then again, Kizaru, even on Sabaody, he was kind of messing around mostly. The Iron Giant has stirred again. It makes me wonder, okay, so it must not have enough power to fully go, but will it have it now? Because we've been waiting for the Iron Giant to fully make a move, but then again, we've also been wondering where the Blackbeard pirates who should have arrived like almost a day ago have been, because the Blackbeard pirates arrived before the Marines did. So unless they've gone directly after the Mother Flame too, that's why we haven't seen them, because that's the one thing that's unaccounted for. And Vegapunk's in a bad state. We need Chopper stat. I don't know. It feels like one of those situations where there's only going to be one Vegapunk standing. Or maybe York. Because I could see the Blackbeard pirates taking York and the Mother Flame in the background while all this is going on. Because between Lafitte and Catarina Devon, you have the best infiltrators there. And those are still the only unaccounted for members of the Blackbeard pirate. And I'm still waiting to find out what Lafitte's devil fruit is, damn it. And I've had this theory for the longest time about certain characters we've seen from the West Blue. Mainly certain characters who use some form of hypnosis. They all wear hats. I mean, you have Brook, who's able to hypnotize people with his songs. You have Django, who's able to hypnotize people with his chakram. You had Miss Golden Week? Was that it? The little kid in Baroque Works. She could hypnotize people with her color tarp. Lafitte has some kind of hypnotic power, apparently. Now, with a lot of them, we don't have confirmation they're from all the same region. But it's been something I've been wondering about, because it's the one ability that doesn't have an explanation. We have hockey and all that, but actual hypnosis seems to be like a legitimate power in One Piece. It was kind of weird with Django, but I could let that go. But Miss Golden Week, I don't know, hypnotism just seems to be one of those things, and I'm waiting for it to all tie together with certain characters. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but man, Dory and Brogy, and who knows who else might be on the ship. I mean, could Shanks have also traveled? Is Oimoy and Kashin on the ship? And what about the new giant warrior pirates? Are we gonna see Hydrodine, or is he still just out there? But for them to be saving Luffy in reverence of the sun god, because we know how religious the giants are. That's how Mother Caramel was able to get one over on them. Man, Dory and Brogy after all this time, and after seeing the devastation they unleashed against Kid too. No better allies you could hope to have on your side. Man, this was a great chapter. So, I mean, now Luffy might actually find out about the Nika stuff, although I doubt he's gonna care. But I wonder how that's gonna come into play going forward. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you later. Till then, bye-bye.